He made the world laugh with nothing more than a nervous glance and a humble smile. Don Knotts was a master of comedy, a beloved figure who brought heart and humor into millions of homes. Yet behind the fame was a man of quiet struggles, enduring devotion and tender love for his wife and 2 children. Today, his abandoned house stands as a haunting echo of the life he built, and the tragedy that came far too soon. From his extraordinary career to the fortune he left behind, this is the moving story of Don Knotts, a legend whose spirit still lingers in every smile he once inspired. Nestled in the heart of Morgantown, West Virginia, the youngest of 4 sons was born to farmer William Jesse Knotts and his wife Elsie Luzetta Knotts. Named Jesse Donald Knotts, but known to the world as Don Knotts, his life would become a tapestry of humor, resilience, and unforgettable performances. His parents, who traced their English ancestry back to 17th-century settlers in Queen Anne's County, Maryland, had tied the knot in the quaint town of Sprague's, Pennsylvania. Don's brothers, Willis, William, and Ralph, affectionately called Sid, were a close-knit bunch, but Don's home life was far from idyllic. Elsie was 40 years old when Don was born, and his father, plagued by schizophrenia and alcoholism, cast a dark shadow over the family. William Jesse Knotts' struggles with mental illness and addiction often manifested in terrifying episodes, during which he would brandish a knife, striking fear into the hearts of his loved ones. These harrowing experiences drove Don to retreat into himself, seeking solace in a world of imagination and humor. When Don was just 13, his father succumbed to pneumonia, leaving Elsie to raise her sons alone. She ran a boarding house in Morgantown, providing for her family with unyielding determination. Elsie lived to the ripe old age of 84, passing away. In 1969, 8 years after the untimely death of her son William at age 31. Today, Elsie and William rest in the family plot at Beverly Hills Memorial Park in Morgantown, a testament to their enduring bond. Don's early life was marked by a keen interest in performing, and he honed his skills as a ventriloquist and comedian at various church and school functions before he even entered high school. After graduating from Morgantown High School, he enlisted in the United States Army and served in World War II, entertaining troops with his comedic talents as part of the 68th 17th Special Services Battalion. During his service, he toured the Western Pacific Islands with a GI variety show called Stars and Gripes, where his ventriloquist act featured a dummy named Danny. Knotts eventually grew to despise the dummy, ultimately tossing it overboard in a fit of frustration. Throughout his military career, Knotts earned numerous accolades, including the World War II Victory Medal, the Philippine Liberation Medal, the Asiatic Pacific Campaign Medal with 4 Bronze Service Stars, the American Campaign Medal, the Army Good Conduct Medal, the Army Marksman Badge with an M1 carbine, and the Honorable Service Lapel Pin. He was discharged at the rank of Technician Grade 5, equivalent to a corporal at the time, and returned to West Virginia University to complete his education. In 1948, he graduated with a bachelor's degree in education and a minor in speech, eager to pursue his dreams of show business stardom. With his new wife, Kay Metz, by his side, Knotts moved back to New York City, where his military connections helped him break into the world of entertainment. He began performing stand-up comedy at clubs and appeared on radio, most notably playing the wisecracking, know-it-all character Windy Wales on the radio western Bobby Benson and the B-Bar B Riders. Knotts' big break came in 1953 when he landed a role on the soap opera Search for Tomorrow, which he played until 1955. However, it was his appearance on Steve Allen's variety show in 1956 that truly launched his career. As part of Allen's repertory company, Knotts became known for his portrayal of an extremely nervous man in the show's mock Man in the Street interviews. His unique brand of humor captivated audiences, and he remained a staple of the show through the 1959 to 1960 season. In 1955, Knott joined forces with Andy Griffith in the Broadway stage version of No Time for Sergeants, playing two roles, Corporal Manual Dexterity and a preacher. The play was a hit, and Knott reprised his role in the 1958 film adaptation, marking his movie debut. His portrayal of a high-strung Air Force test administrator whose routine is disrupted by a provincial new recruit showcased his impeccable comedic timing and set the stage for a career that would span decades. In the dawning era of the 1960s, a new comedic force was about to take the airwaves by storm. Andy Griffith was offered the chance to headline his own sitcom, and thus, The Andy Griffith Show was born. Airing from 1960 to 1968, the show became a staple of American television, and at its heart was a character who would become a legend. In his own right, Deputy Barney Fife, portrayed by the inimitable Don Knotts. Knott's embodiment of Barney Fife was a masterclass in comedic acting, earning him an impressive 5 Emmy Awards for Best Supporting Actor in a Television Comedy. The Museum of Broadcast Communications describes Deputy Fife as a man who was self-important, romantic, and nearly always wrong. Barney was a dreamer, forever hoping for the day he could use the single bullet issued to him by Sheriff Andy Taylor, played by Griffith. This solitary bullet, kept shiny and pristine in his shirt pocket, was a symbol of Barney's aspirations and his perpetual state of readiness. However, Barney's enthusiasm often outstripped his competence. His rare attempts to fire his pistol inevitably ended in mishaps, with the bullet lodging in the ceiling of the courthouse or discharging while still in his holster. In these moments of accidental discharge, Barney would sadly hand his pistol to Andy, a silent acknowledgement of his own ineptitude. Yet, despite his blunders, there was something endearing about Barney Fife, a vulnerability that made viewers root for him even as they laughed at his antics. In one memorable episode, Andy finally entrusted Barney with more bullets, recognizing that his deputy needed a loaded gun to apprehend a criminal who had escaped due to Barney's unwitting assistance. This moment of trust underscored the complex dynamic between the two characters, with Andy's patience and faith in Barney serving as a steadying influence on the deputy's more impulsive nature. Initially, The Andy Griffith Show was conceived, with Griffith as the comedic lead and Knotts as his straight man, mirroring their roles in No Time for Sergeants. However, it quickly became apparent that the show was funnier when the roles were reversed. Griffith, ever the gracious co-star, recognized Knotts' comedic genius and adapted his own performance to complement it. By the second episode, I knew that Don should be funny and I should play straight, Griffith remarked in several interviews, highlighting the collaborative spirit that defined their on-screen partnership. As the show's popularity soared, Knotts began to believe Griffith's remarks that The Andy Griffith Show would conclude after 5 seasons. Eager to explore new opportunities, Knotts signed a 5-film contract with Universal Studios. In his Bartens autobiography, Knotts admitted that he had not yet signed the contract when Griffith announced his decision to continue the series, but his mind was made up. Knotts saw this as his chance to spread his wings, a decision that ultimately led to his departure from the show in 1965. To explain Barney Fife's absence, the show's writers concocted a fitting send-off for the beloved deputy. In the world of Mayberry, Barney had finally made the big time, joining the Raleigh, North Carolina police force. This narrative twist allowed the character to exit gracefully, leaving the door open for occasional guest appearances in later seasons. After departing from The Andy Griffith Show, Don Knotts seamlessly transitioned into a successful film career, drawing on his high-strung persona that had captivated audiences as Barney Fife. His foray into cinema began with a cameo appearance. In the star-studded comedy It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, 1963, followed by a leading role in Warner Brothers. The Incredible Mr. Limpet, 1964. A fantastical tale that showcased Knott's unique comedic talents. In 1966, Knott embarked on his 5-film contract with Universal Studios, kicking off the collaboration with the hilarious The Ghost and Mr. Chicken. This was followed by a string of comedic hits, including The Reluctant Astronaut, 1967, The Shakiest Gun in the West, 1968, The Love God, 1969, and How to Frame a Fig, 1971. Each of these films allowed Knott to explore different facets of his comedic persona, from bumbling everyman to lovable underdog, solidifying his status as a bankable movie star. Throughout the 1960s, Knott also made several memorable returns to Mayberry, reprising his role as Barney Fife in 5 guest appearances on The Andy Griffith Show. His performances were so beloved that he earned another 2 Emmy Awards, a testament to the enduring appeal of the character. Knott also made a special appearance on the spin-off series Mayberry RFD, where he served as the best man at the wedding of Andy Taylor and Helen Crump, much to the delight of longtime fans. In addition to his film and television work, Knott became a familiar face as the spokesman for Dodge trucks in the late 1960s and early 1970s. He was featured prominently in a series of print ads and dealer brochures, his trustworthy and likable persona making him an ideal brand ambassador. In 1970, Knott ventured back into television with his own variety show sitcom hybrid, The Don Knotts Show. Airing on NBC, the show was a blend of sketch comedy, musical performances, and situational humor. However, the format proved to be uncomfortable for Knott, and the show struggled to find an audience, leading to its swift cancellation. Despite this setback, Knott remained a sought-after guest star, making frequent appearances on popular shows such as The Bill Cosby Show and Here's Lucy. He also lent his vocal talents to the animated series The New Scooby-Doo Movies, appearing in 2 episodes as a Barney Fife-like lawman. The stage also beckoned Knott, who starred in a production of Neil Simon's The Odd Couple, alongside Art Carney, playing the fastidious Felix Unger, to Carney's slovenly Oscar Madison. He also toured in another Neil Simon comedy, Last of the Red Hot Lovers, showcasing his versatility as a performer. Beginning in 1975, Knott found a new comedic partner in Tim Conway, with whom he starred in a series of slapstick films aimed at younger audiences. Their collaborations included the Disney hits The Apple Dumpling Gang, 1975, and its sequel, The Apple Dumpling Gang Rides Again, 1979, as well as the independent films The Prize Fighter, 1979, and The Private Eyes, 1980. Knott also co-starred in several other Disney films, including Gus, 1976, No Deposit, No Return, 1976, Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo, 1977, and Hot Lead and Cold Feet, 1978. In 1979, Knott returned to series television in a role that would become another career-defining moment. Joining the cast of the hit sitcom Three's Company, he took on the part of Ralph Furley, the eccentric and lovable landlord who replaced the departing Stanley and Helen Roper. Knott's addition to the cast brought a new dynamic to the show, and his impeccable comedic timing and on-screen chemistry with his co-stars made him an instant fan favorite. Behind the scenes, Knott's star power was initially intimidating to the established cast, with John Ritter admitting that they were so scared of the comedy legend. However, Knott's humble and warm demeanor quickly put his co-stars at ease, and he became an integral part of the show's ensemble. When Suzanne Summers left the series in 1981 following a contract dispute, the writers began to give Knott's character, Mr. Furley, more screen time, allowing him to showcase his comedic talents even further. Knott remained a staple of Three's Company until its conclusion in 1984, with script supervisor Carol Summers becoming his agent and accompanying him to personal appearances. In 1986, Don Knotts delighted fans by reuniting with his longtime friend and co-star Andy Griffith in the made-for-television film Return to Mayberry, where he reprised his iconic role as the bumbling yet endearing Deputy Barney Fife. The following year, Knott joined the cast of the syndicated comedy What a Country for its remaining 13 episodes, taking on the role of Principal Bud McPherson. This series was produced by Martin Rips and Joseph Storetsky, who had previously worked with Knott on Three's Company. From 1988 to 1992, Knott once again shared the screen with Griffith, this time on the legal drama Matlock. Knott played the recurring role of Les Calhoun, a pesky neighbor who added a touch of comedic relief to the series. His appearances on Matlock served as a reminder of the enduring chemistry between the two actors, a dynamic that had captivated audiences since their days on The Andy Griffith Show. As the years progressed, Knott's roles became more sporadic, but he continued to make memorable appearances on both the big and small screens. In 1996, he had a cameo as a high school principal in the film Big Bully, and in 1998, he played a mysterious TV repairman in the critically acclaimed Pleasantville. That same year, Knott's hometown of Morgantown, West Virginia, honored their native son by renaming South University Avenue as Don Knotts Boulevard. In a touching tribute to his most iconic role, Knotts was also named an honorary deputy sheriff with the Monongalia County Sheriff's Department, a nod to his beloved character Barney Fife. The year 2000 brought another significant accolade for Knotts, as he was recognized with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, a testament to his enduring impact on the entertainment industry. While his live-action appearances on screen became less frequent, Knotts continued to lend his vocal talents to various projects. In 2002, he reprised his role as a Barney Fife-like character in the video game Scooby-Doo Night of 100 Frights, and spoofed his appearances on the animated series in promotions for Cartoon Network and a parody on Robot Chicken. In 2003, Knotts reunited with his longtime comedic partner Tim Conway to provide voices for the direct-to-video children's series, Hermie and Friends, a collaboration that continued until Knotts' death. That same year, Knotts received devastating news while performing in a stage version of On Golden Pond in Kansas City. On September 12th, he learned of the sudden passing of his former Three's Company co-star John Ritter. Knotts had last appeared with Ritter earlier that year in a cameo on 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter, an episode that paid homage to their previous television series. Knotts, along with his co-stars, attended Ritter's funeral just 4 days later, marking a somber reunion for the cast. During this period, Knotts' health began to decline as he battled macular degeneration in both eyes, a condition that left him virtually blind. Despite his vision loss, Knotts remained active in the entertainment industry, albeit with fewer live appearances on television. In 2005, he parodied his iconic Ralph Furley character from Three's Company in a sketch on the 3rd Annual TV Land Awards, and made a final live-action television appearance on an episode of That 70s Show, where he played a landlord in a nod to his famous role. Knotts' final role was in the direct-to-video sequel Air Buddies, 2006, where he voiced the sheriff's deputy dog Sniffer. This part was a fitting bookend to a career that spanned decades, bringing laughter and joy to generations of fans. From his early days as a ventriloquist and military entertainer to his iconic roles on television and film, Don Knotts' legacy as a comedic genius remains unparalleled, and his impact on the world of entertainment will be felt for generations to come. Don Knotts, the beloved comedic actor, was known not only for his on-screen charm, but also for his off-screen allure. His friend Al Checo described him as something of a ladies' man, noting that Knotts fancied himself a bit of a Frank Sinatra, with a magnetic appeal that drew the admiration of many women. Throughout his life, Knotts was married 3 times, each union marking a distinct chapter in his personal journey. His first marriage was to Catherine Metz, a union that lasted from 1947 until their divorce in 1964. Together, they had 2 children, a son named Thomas Knott and a daughter, actress Karen Knott, born on April 2, 1954. After the divorce, Knott took on the role of a single parent, raising his daughter with dedication and love. In 1974, Knott married Loralee Sukna, but this marriage also ended in divorce in 1983. His third and final marriage was to Frances Yarborough, a union that began in 2002 and endured until Knott's passing in 2006. Beyond his romantic life, Knott grappled with personal challenges, including hypochondria and macular degeneration, a condition that severely impaired his vision. Despite these struggles, those who knew him described Knott as a gentle and kind-hearted man, far removed from the bumbling and anxious character he portrayed on screen. Betty Lynn, his co-star on The Andy Griffith Show, remembered him as a very quiet man, very sweet, nothing like Barney Fife. This sentiment was echoed by TV writer Mark Evanier, who hailed Knott as the most beloved person in all of show business. His warm and affable nature made him a cherished figure both on and off the screen, leaving an indelible mark on the hearts of his colleagues and fans alike. In an intriguing revelation, Ron Howard, who played Opie Taylor on The Andy Griffith Show, shared in February 2025 that he had recently discovered an unexpected family connection. Howard revealed that he and Knott were distant cousins, a fact that neither had known during Knott's lifetime. This posthumous discovery added a poignant layer to their enduring bond, highlighting the deep and often surprising connections that can exist within the entertainment industry. On February 24, 2006, the world bid farewell to a comedy legend as Don Knotts passed away at the age of 81. His final days were spent at the Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, where he succumbed to pulmonary and respiratory complications, stemming from pneumonia, a grim consequence of his battle with lung cancer. In the months leading up to his death, Knotts had undergone treatment at the medical center but had returned home after reportedly feeling better, a glimmer of hope that ultimately proved fleeting. Following his passing, Don Knotts was laid to rest at Westwood Memorial Park in Los Angeles, a peaceful sanctuary befitting a man who had brought so much joy and laughter to the world. His obituaries poured in from every corner of the entertainment industry, each one citing him as a major influence on countless performers who followed in his footsteps. Knott's legacy as a comedic genius was undeniable, his impact on the world of comedy immeasurable. In early 2011, Knott's grave, which had been marked by a simple granite headstone, was adorned with a more fitting tribute, a bronze plaque depicting several of his most iconic movie and television roles. This elegant memorial served as a visual testament to his enduring legacy, a tangible reminder of the characters he had brought to life and the laughter he had left behind. But the tributes to Don Knotts did not end at his graveside. On July 23, 2016, his hometown of Morgantown, West Virginia, unveiled a statue in his honor, a testament to the love and admiration that the community held for their native son. Created by sculptor Jamie Lester, the statue stands proudly in front of the Metropolitan Theater on High Street, a beacon of comedy and a symbol of the enduring impact that Don Knotts had on the world of entertainment. At the time of his passing, Don Knotts called a charming condo near Beverly Hills his primary residence. This cozy abode, nestled in one of Los Angeles's most prestigious neighborhoods, was more than just a home. It was a sanctuary where Knotts could retreat from the bustling world of Hollywood and enjoy the quieter moments of life. Knotts had purchased the condo in August 1983 for $338,170, a significant investment that reflected his success and status in the entertainment industry. The unit was a testament to his discerning taste and preference for comfort and elegance. Following his death, Knotts' estate decided to part ways with the beloved condo. In October 2007, the unit was sold for an impressive $1,023 million, a figure that not only highlighted the property's value, but also served as a reminder of the enduring legacy of its former owner. The sale marked the end of an era as the condo that had once been a haven for one of Hollywood's most beloved comedic actors passed into new hands. This Beverly Hills condo, with its rich history and association with Don Knotts, remains a symbol of the actor's enduring impact on the world of entertainment. Its sale in 2007 was a poignant moment, marking the close of a chapter in the life of a man who had brought so much laughter and joy to audiences around the world.